Welcome everyone to Weekend Escapades. Today we are in Cathedral Gorge State Park, and what a beautiful location this is. Cathedral Gorge is located in southeastern Nevada. Erosion is what has carved this dramatic and unique pattern into the surrounding area. Soft bentonite clay is what this is made of, and the erosion has made it stunningly beautiful. This first section that you'll see is the moon slot area. This whole park's beauty began with explosive volcanic activity that with each eruption deposited layers of ash hundreds and hundreds of feet thick. Years of erosion is what has caused these spires and many caverns and slots that you can walk into. And as you'll see here, many of these are very long and very deep. So you'll see how we can see up. It's 100+ feet in some of these. It's pretty amazing to see, and it's very narrow in some of these areas to walk in. So you'll see what's coming up here in all its beauty, and let's just take a look at the detail. And narrow it is. Here's some of the areas that we were walking in, and some you can go back pretty far, and it looks like you actually have to get down and walk through some areas. This is an area I just did not want to squeeze into, but you see these here where it's narrow at the bottom but wider at the top. So be selective as to where you go. You'll know if you can fit in there or not. Most of these have a very level floor, but you've got to watch where you put your feet. A couple of them are elevated and very slippery. A lot of dust, a lot of loose gravel when you first go in. The sunlight hits each one of these slot canyons a little different, and you'll see how it makes the colors pop in each one of them. Now, some of these are a little bit gray, and some bring out some reds and some beautiful tones. And the other thing that we noticed is when you walk in, you're relatively warm, and all of a sudden you'll just turn a corner and it is ice cold breeze coming through there. So it really, really stays cool in these slot canyons. And there's a cave coming up here that you'll see on the ground, and you can walk in there. I filmed as much as I could without crawling through. I could have done it, but I would have been on my belly getting a little bit dirty, and also was worried about the camera. But I heard you can go through here, and there's a large cavern on the other side that you can come out in. But just didn't want to do it on this day, but I'm definitely going to go back when I'm more prepared to go through this little cavern. I found this area here, this slot, pretty interesting, the way it is designed. So it's eroded, looks like one of these fell over, and it kind of loops back around through itself. And it's fairly steep going in. It's nothing that is really difficult. It just gets slippery, so you just need to be prepared for that. Because if you go in, remember, you've got to come back out. So that's the tricky part, just gets a little slippery. I have to say, this has got to be a photographer's dream. There's so many different things to see here, not just the slots, but the spires themselves and the way they've been created. And we're going to go next to the cathedral slots. You'll see those coming up, a little bit different color, and I have to say they're a little deeper or a little taller when we get in there, you'll see. Now in the moon slot area, we found a trail that goes up on top, and there are some giant holes here that are being developed as slot canyons, right? So naturally being created, and that's them right there. Just be cautious. They're really cool to look at, and they're really deep, but you don't want to fall in. Here's a good image of the water tower that was built in the 1930s. There's some stonework there, and also some restrooms that were built back in the 1930s that still exist in the cathedral slot area. Now, the water was too alkali to drink, so anyway, they filled this well and no longer use it. And this is the cathedral slot area with more slots and bigger spires. So this is a little bit larger on this side as far as the depth of these slots and how far they go in. Also, when you get done here at the slots and at the park, you'll notice there's a 22 area campsite that's available, and a large picnic area. There's even a place there for some barbecuing. And not only the old bathrooms that are still there made out of stone to look at, but there's actually functioning bathrooms as well. So everything's here for you to have a wonderful day at the park. Be sure you watch this all the way to the end, because we had to stop by Pioche, which is just 10 minutes away, and take some pictures of the deadliest haunted ghost town in Nevada. And here comes the ghost town of Pioche, Nevada. We truly appreciate you coming along with us today. If you'd like to see more like this, please like and subscribe. And until our next adventure, goodbye from Weekend Escapades.